following is an ESG video blog.
Hi, I'm Jason Buffington. I'm a principal analyst at ESG covering all things data protection. The gold standard for data protection has evolved over the years. It used to be, way back in the day, it was disk to tape, D to D to T, meaning we'd first try to recover from disk for rapid restoration, or we'd go from tape as a longer term medium. There were a few folks out there that only used tape. There were even fewer folks out there that said you only needed disk, but most of us figured out we should use both as a better together scenario. Fast forward a couple years and the gold standard changed. Now we're talking about supplementing those longer term retention tiers of backups with snapshots for even faster recovery and replication for data survivability and agility. Again, there's a few folks out there that'll try to convince you that one might usurp the others, but most of us have figured out that it makes sense to have all of them in complement or in supplement to each other. Fast forward a few more years and the gold standard continues to evolve. Now what we're seeing is that backup is actually defragmenting. We're seeing different virtualization solutions than we are for database solutions, than we are for a unified solution. But the problem is the unified solutions don't typically cover SaaS, so now we're up to 4 different backup products. Do you really need 4 different backup products? Probably not. But based on what we're seeing in the industry, evidently there's a lot of IT operations and a lot of IT decision makers out there that haven't been able to convince their vAdmin and their DBA colleagues that the unified solution might be superior. And that brings up 2 challenges. Workload owners tend to think about 30-day, 60-day, 90-day rollback in order to keep their platforms productive, whereas a backup admin tends to think in 5-year, 10-year, 15-year retention windows. Corporate data has to be protected to a corporate standard regardless of how many different people are clicking the mouse. The other thing to note is that one gold standard doesn't replace the ones before it. We're still using disk plus tape and we're supplementing that with cloud. We're still supplementing backups with snapshots and replication, and we're continuing to fragment the virtualization and DBA and all the other ones that we've talked about. And that's going to lead us to what ESG calls the 5 C's of data protection. We've already covered the containers, meaning all those different media types you're going to store. We've already talked about the conduits, those data movers, the backups and the snaps and the replicas, etc. And if you're going to have that much heterogeneity, you better have a single control plane to make sure that everything is operating in sync with each other, mitigating that over and under protection. You better have a catalog that's rich enough to tell you what you have, where it is, and how long you need to keep it. And you better have at least one console that can tell you what all is going on with that environment and make sure they're actually making this all actionable and insightful. Those are the 5 C's. I'm Jason Buffington for ESG. Thanks for watching.